Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef. Today I want to show you how to cut a pineapple using Pampered Chef's pineapple wedger, and also how to make pineapple orange jelly using Pampered Chef's Deluxe Cooking Blender. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe while you're here. Be sure to like and share this with your friends. And if you're not already a member of my recipe community, I hope you'll join me there at theflipflopchef.com. You'll find thousands of recipes and a giveaway every Friday. So let's go ahead and get started. Be sure to let me know where you're watching from, and I can't wait to share this with you. All right, so we have our Pampered Chef pineapple wedger here. It comes with a protective cover so that you don't cut yourself on the blades that are very sharp on the bottom. I'm gonna be using this, and you also need a really sharp knife. I'm gonna be using the chef's knife from Pampered Chef's Forged Cutlery collection. I love that they come with this really nice handle, a storage case, so that you don't have to worry about cutting yourself if you store this in a drawer. We do have a knife block set that this can be stored in, which is really great. I love our Forged Cutlery because they are full tang, and the blade is gonna go all the way through the handle, and it has 3 bolts to hold it on, so you don't ever have to worry about it wobbling off or breaking off when you're using it. These have a lifetime guarantee, and you'll notice that there is a little Pampered Chef logo on each side of the blade. This is so that you know where to put your thumb. So I'm right-handed, so my thumb is gonna go on that side on top of that circle. You're gonna put your index finger on the other circle, and then your 3 fingers wrap around the handle. This is so that you know you have a really nice firm grip on your knife, and that you're not going to be slipping and sliding in either direction. You'll be able to just have a really strong hold on that knife so that you use it properly and safely. So we're gonna take a whole pineapple. I've got that right here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the top and the bottom off. So let's do that first. So slice off the top, flip it around, and slice off the bottom. We'll set these aside, and then we're gonna take the pineapple wedger, and you're gonna line up the core of the pineapple with this little hole in the center. So you're gonna line these 2 pieces up. I like to stand on my tippy toes a little bit to get this going. So this is what it's gonna look like. You're not gonna press straight down when you are trying to slice this. You're gonna have to work really hard if you do it that way. So this was actually made to rock back and forth. And so I like to stand on my tippy toes, rock it back and forth, and then you're gonna be able to pull away the sides, just like this. And then I like to just gently push these back through because those blades on the bottom are really sharp. So this goes in the dishwasher for easy cleanup. Rinse it off before you put it in there. And then check this out. You have 2 halves and this core. Now I like to save the core so that I can make pineapple infused water. So I'll set that aside, and I'll use Pampered Chef's cold brew pitcher for that. We're gonna just dice these up because they're gonna go in the blender container. But if you wanted to, you could wedge them for grilling. So cut it in half, then cut it into quarters, and then go back and just slice each wedge. Oops, let's see. Just like this. And then you can grill these up just like that. Or if you want, you can dice them, which is what we're gonna do here. All right, rinse my hand a little bit there. All right, we're gonna do this again to this piece here. I don't need these in any specific size, so I'm just gonna chunk them up. They're gonna go in the blender container. So let's go ahead and add those now. So we've got our blender container. I'm gonna use our handy scrapers. If you've never seen these before, I recommend getting 2, 1 for each hand. There's a squeegee on one side and a flat edge on the other. So I'm just gonna scoop these up, and you'll notice I'm using our large groove cutting board here. This cutting board has a groove around the edge that will hold up to 3/4 cups of liquid. So if you are cutting up a watermelon or a pineapple or some juicy steaks, anything that's gonna have a lot of juice that might run off of the cutting board, this little groove is going to catch all of those juices, and this is dishwasher safe. So I'll just place this, actually I'm gonna rinse it off. We're gonna use it on the oranges too. Rinse my hands a little bit. That pineapple's pretty sticky. All right, and for our oranges, I'm actually going to take our Santoku knife here, and I'm just going to sort of cut around the orange. We're going to do 2 of these. You don't want to leave much of the pith because it's nice, and or it's not nice, but it's bitter. And let's cut a flat surface there. Safety first, right? And you can go back and you can cut off any of those pieces. I got a utility knife here. Might be a better one. All right. Cut this out, and if you see any large seeds, I recommend taking those out. This one doesn't seem to have many seeds at all. So we're going to do this again. Oops, let me cut a flat surface, and that makes it easier for me to peel this all the way around. I really like adding oranges when I make the pineapple jelly because it just gives it such a nice flavor. And I've used blood oranges before. These are just navel oranges. Cara oranges are also really good. All right, cut this in half. Let's see, I'm gonna just slice that. Membrane was kind of thick there. Take this. These are slipping around on me. Let me toss these into the trash, and then we'll get our jelly going. All right, so we have a whole pineapple. Oops, I lost a piece over here. A whole pineapple and 2 peeled oranges in our Deluxe Cooking Blender. I'm gonna add 2.5 tablespoons of this classic real fruit pectin. And I love that Pampered Chef has both a tablespoon measurement and a 1/2 tablespoon. So we're gonna do 2 tablespoons first. 1, 2, and then I'm gonna do a 1/2. All right, and then this is all we're gonna use for stage 1 of our jam. If you're not familiar with Pampered Chef's cooking blender, it's a true cooking blender and it has a heating element inside. So this is not gonna just heat up and cook with friction. It actually heats up with the motor, and there's a heater inside of here so that this is going to actually cook the food, not just heating it up from spinning it around really, really fast like a lot of other blenders. Now right now it says lid on this display. I'm gonna put the lid on. You actually can't use this blender without the lid, and so that's a nice little safety feature that we have for that. And move my little pineapple over here so it looks a little better in the screen. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this to the jam setting. So we have quite a few settings on this blender, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about this after we start the blender. So you have a smoothie setting, an alternative milk setting, grind, heated wash, so this is actually a self-cleaning blender. We have the soup setting, heated puree setting, and our patent pending jam and sauce settings. There's also a custom blend and a custom heat, as well as a pulse button. So all you're gonna do is turn it to the jam setting and press start. So let's see what happens here. All right, so it's going to start by blending. Now what's happening when it's not blending is it's actually heating up. So it's gonna go back and forth. So heating, and then when it blends, it's blending. So that's the difference in those two different modes that you're gonna see there. All right. So right now it's at 73 degrees. We need to get over 200, so I'm just gonna pause this for the sake of the noise and for time, because this is about a 40-45 minute setting to completely make this pineapple jam. But what I wanna do is tell you what I'm gonna do after this cycle finishes up, since we won't be on camera at that point. So when this beeps, the blender is gonna display the word add. It's telling you to add in whatever needs to go in next, and for this recipe, all we have to add is sugar. So I have 2 cups of sugar in our 2-cup size silicone prep bowl. I love these bowls. They come as a set of 3. You get a 1, 2, and a 3-cup size in the bowl set, and you're gonna get a lid for each one of those. They're great for storing leftovers. They're great for prepping foods, whatever you need them for, it's great. Your cooking blender is gonna come with this cooking guide. I'll zoom in a little bit so that you can see this a little bit better. It's going to go through all of the different features. Whoops, my fingers are not wanting to work here. It goes over all the parts to your blender. A lot of what I've already told you. There are some great recipes in this cooking guide. You can make your alternative milks with the alternative milk setting. You can make horchata, which is a delicious cinnamon rice drink. We also have the grind setting, and with the grind setting, you can actually make peanut butter. You can grind your own wheat berries for flour. You can use this for making snow cones, like shave ice if you want. There are so many different recipes and settings that come with your cooking guide. You can also get a version of this, a downloadable version, in my recipe community that I mentioned earlier at theflipflopchef.com. There is a soup setting, and we give you a whole chart of soup recipes. Then we give you a few more pages of delicious soup recipes, and I have to tell you, the broccoli cheddar soup has a cheddar biscuit recipe. Oh my goodness, I make those biscuits all the time. They're so quick and easy, and I make them in the air fryer. We have a heated puree setting if you want to make baby food, or if you need to hide certain vegetables in your family's dinners. That's a great one with the hidden veggie marinara. We also have a sauce setting. If you like the cheese sauce from your local Mexican restaurant, you can make a whole pitcher full of that using Pampered Chef's Deluxe Cooking Blender on the sauce setting, and here is a picture for you to check that out. Then we have the jam setting, which is what we're using right now to make the pineapple and orange jelly, and so you guys can check that out in my recipe community as well. And then we have the chocolate cherry skillet cake recipe. That's also part of the cooking guide. Some of the other pieces that are gonna come with your blender, you're gonna get a tamper. Now, to use the tamper, you remove this little clear cap from the top of the blender, and the tamper goes right in. So if you're making peanut butter, then you're going to need to tamp that those nuts back into the blades. Whoops, drop that in there. I'm gonna put that in the sink here. So you are gonna get that tamper. You're also going to get a nut bag. So you can use this nut bag to drain out any of your alternative milk. So if you're making coconut milk or almond milk or rice milk, you can use this to strain off the pulp after you run the alternative milk cycle. You're also going to get this piece right here, and let me show you how this works. Again, you take this little cap off. You're gonna put this on the top here, and this is for those of you who live in a higher altitude area. This is to prevent spilling over. So if you do live in a high altitude area, then you're gonna wanna use that when you're using the soup setting. Whoops, get that back off there. I do not need to use that in South Florida. You're also gonna get with your cooking blender this Easy Clean kitchen brush. So I love this. If you ever do have food that's stuck around the blades, then you can clean it out easily using the Easy Clean kitchen brush. Most of the time you don't need to use that because the heated wash cycle is amazing. You put 3 cups of water in, which there's a 3-cup measure mark on your blender. 3 cups of water, a drop, 1 drop of your dish soap from your sink, from your kitchen, and put the lid on, set it to heated wash, and you're ready to go. It's gonna heat the water to 140 degrees, similar to what your dishwasher does. It's gonna swish around that hot water inside the blender, and when it's done, it's gonna beep, tell you it's done. You pour off the soapy water, rinse out the blender, and dry it off. So the blender container is not dishwasher safe because it is a smart blender, and so there's actually computer parts in here, so you definitely don't want to put that in the dishwasher or submerge it in water. The lid, the cap, and the overflow feature is dishwasher safe, so you can put those in the dishwasher. You're going to want to wash your nut bag by hand. So that is how you peel your pineapple, cut it up, and how you make pineapple orange jam. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and don't forget, join me in the recipe group at theflipflopchef.com, and I'll see you next time.